day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube. My name is Gerald Cabrera. Ready for political conversations that are simple, truthful, and hitting with Herman Manyora, puts them across in an unbiased manner. How are you doing today?
Wonderful.
How's the week been for you?
Wonderful, wonderful.
This is one of those times where we say Baba while you are away. Do you have something to say now, Baba, while you are away? I'm a Jarinda for long.
No. I'm the one who came up with that Baba while you are away. Yeah, and people just picked it up. Papa, papa, papa.
Oh, you were on NTV back then?
Yeah. So, well, this a week is nothing really.
Things are happening in the country
Lakini
now.
Baba watu wanapenda Baba. So even if we went away for in the morning and came back in the afternoon, people will still be dying to welcome him.
Yeah.
That's how much he's loved.
Now the grand reception, you've said that you don't see the need for it. You said that before. You don't see the need, especially for the march, especially for the rally, also for the protest. But when you look at the situation in the country, things are still the same. The cost of living, the president said, Unga is at 159, still above 200 Kenya shillings. When you look at the price of fuel, still increasing, the price of electricity up to now, still going higher and higher every day. Don't you think there is need for action from Raila's side?
And the Americans will say, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you this. I don't know whether the economists and the political advisors are able to make the president see this. The situation could get bad and ugly. If you think the cost of living is high, you are just joking. This thing could go high. If you look at the factors at play now, nothing short of a miracle can bring down the cost of anything.
And that's why I'm asking, don't you think there is need for action from the opposition? Not just talks, but
yeah,
real
there's
action.
need for action, but I am a firm believer in talks. Talking. People can talk. I've never seen any situation in the world that could not have been averted if people had talked. Not one. I've looked at the causes of all upheavals in the world, great wars that claimed millions of lives. I've never seen one which could not have been averted if people just agreed to sit down and talk.
But when you say sit down and talk, and you've also called Ruto's team contemptuous, how would you talk with this team? Your conversation yesterday with Evans Okinyi, he called it, Raila, you're falling into Ruto's trap by, letting Ruto is playing the long game, Raila isn't seeing it. You said you haven't seen a strategy. Don't you think it's time for this action, this protest, so that we don't have this team that is contemptuous with Aiden Kenyan there, as you say, and we have a real conversation about changing this country?
Ever since I was a young boy, just even a kid, I have this bad habit, you might want to call it, of always looking at the other side of something. I got this from my maternal grandfather in Nyonga, from Hamisi, of always questioning things. And one of the problems I have is when I see everybody talking about the same thing in the same manner, in the same way, I always get apprehensive. So everybody seems to think the only way to force this thing to work is for Raila to go to Kibra today, Tuesday to go in the streets. But I'm thinking that's what everybody is thinking. So I don't want to think what everybody is thinking.
It's not that...
No, even when I have nothing to think, I always refuse.
To think the way everyone else is thinking.
No. That's how, from the time I was a kid. So that is me, and some people don't understand me. I'm the questioning type. I'm the critical type. I always go behind a reason given and look for another reason. So I'm just arguing that the other side is contemptuous. The other side, beyond everything else, is buying time. They need time, nothing else. So the response from the other side, I'm not thinking the way they are trying to do it is good enough.
Then what is the solution?
No, they should look for it.
Where is the hope for the Kenyans that are looking at this other side, Azimio's side, and saying, this is the side to reduce the cost of living? And you say, look, your strategy is not going to work. What is the hope for these people?
I can give them leakage. It will have to be pressure. The only language government will understand is pressure. And I'm not ruling out even street demos and mass action, whatever you call it. Although I know the dangers inherent in us going to the streets. So I still nevertheless believe there is some need for pressure. It is how you go about it that is of concern to me. How do you go about it?
You've spoken of Raila as a magnet, as a people's person. Everyone, yes, as you've said, will want to welcome him now. Yes. But I'm looking at this team. Is this the team that ought to be with Raila, the likes of Martha Karua, Professor Makau Mutua, Edwin Sifuna there, also the team that has been put forward for bipartisan talk? Is there something that is missing in that Raila's team?
No. In terms of selection, this is the best Raila has ever done. I've never seen Raila, apart from the 2008 Serena talks, I've never seen Raila being serious about selecting people. This is the first time.
But how comes
I just look at Otienda Molo, I just go down and see Millie Odhiambo, I see Wambua, I see Kosin, my friend, I see this lady from Malindi, I don't know her so much, at least that one I don't know her so much. But I've heard her talking in Parliament tough. Then you can't get it better than that.
I'm asking if that is the best.
It can't get better than that.
It can't get better. Why do you say then you're not seeing any strategy?
And surrounded by the likes of Professor Makau Mutua, Jeremiah Kioni, Martha Karua.
Then what is
the team is okay?
Why aren't you seeing any
for the first time, the team is okay.
You've said that, and you've said that so many times. But why then aren't you seeing a strategy? Why then aren't you seeing something?
I'm just saying that they are doing what everybody wants them to do. And do it in the same way somebody, my shusha boy, will advise me. Ambia Raila tunaenda maandamano, tutaki mchezo. My shusha. You see, this is shiny. I was shining yesterday. The shusha to me as much. Manyora, wacha kuambia, wacha break, tutaki break. Saa hii tunaenda mpaka CBD.
Then offer us a solution. If that is not, is it a question of people going to the boardroom?
Some of the things I would want to say may not be good for me to say them in public. Some of these are very serious strategies. They might hire me tomorrow, and I've preempted it. Their enemies will have heard, or the other side could want to hire me. I'm open.
What is that thing?
If Ruto came to hire me as an advisor, let me assure you I'll go. I'll go as his advisor. So long as he's paying me and I'm working for the people of Kenya. Because this cost of living, forget about Ndi and these other people. Just take Manyora there. I know the problem, how it is, where it started, where it's going, where it will lead this country, and how to avert. I know the pressure Ruto is receiving. I know the people he must please, the quotas him. I know all that. But with all that information, with all the challenges, I'm still able to wriggle out of this economic mess if he hires me.
If he hires you.
For this one, I can do for free.
But I want to know, what is Ruto doing differently from Raila's side that you'd say they're winning? And our live conversation, you said,
it is clear what Ruto is doing. Ruto is being clever. He's being
clever.
He's also a smart politician. So that smartness is misdirecting him to be clever. And in matters like this, you can never be clever. So what is Ruto doing? Ruto is buying time. I can go back so that these people don't think I am just belittling them. When they went to Parliament to form that committee, first of all, it took time for them to bring their team, to put it together. You are buying time. After putting the team together, and the team itself was not, when you look at the team, that's already contemptuous. The team doesn't indicate somebody who is serious. That's not the best. Forget about Kanini being there. That's not the best Kenya Kwanza can get. You get that. That's part of the strategy. To waste time. After forming the team, they didn't come up with a team leader. Azimi was already complaining about that. They are buying time. Then they moved to Parliament unilaterally, without involving the other side. And they purported to want to have Parliament form a select committee of the 14. Expectedly, the other guys got mad. You getting it?
Yeah.
Unexpectedly, they withdrew from that and said, now let us sit. You see, time is going. Now they sit. the issue of Canaan figures comes up. I see how time is moving.
Yeah.
Canaan there is put there deliberately for them to buy time. Because Canaan will be removed finally. But time will have gone. The moment you deal with the Canaan one, we shall be in mid-April, mid-May. They will throw another thing. And before Azimio knows what is happening, they will be in mid-June. That's what I'm saying. There ought to be a strategy to put that to an end.
What is the danger? Because you say you can be smart but don't be clever.
Yes.
What is the danger in this cleverness?
The danger is this. Twofold. One, Raila may not be the person they think. And he may react with force, and we'll go back where we were. And we ban our country. Remember, Kenya is too good to go down? Was precisely because I didn't like what I was seeing when people were going to the streets. I could see where we were going. There are many things I can't discuss on air. I have told you before.
Yeah.
And I've told you behind the cameras. I could see where we were going. So, if these guys become clever, stubborn and contemptuous, all roll into one, Raila can actualize these street demos to take us back where we were. And that's the danger for the country. That's number one. Number two, which is even to me more dangerous, and I've said it repeatedly, is Ruto being smart and even clever can outmaneuver Raila. Using whatever strategy, whatever means, so that Raila goes back home, is defeated. That is what is dangerous. Because so long as the Kenyan people are still hungry, it does not matter whether Raila is in Nairobi or in Bondo. So long as the anger among people who feel the elections have been stolen and there are less Kenyans than other Kenyans, so long as that persists in this country, cut a snap, the thing will snap. The danger now will not be just that guys have decided to be ugly and bad, but there will be no leadership. And you are in Central African Republic.
What is the possibility of infiltrating Azimio and taking over leadership from Raila? We've seen that happen in different countries. What is the possibility of that happening within Azimio?
When there's no Raila, what are you dealing with? There's no leadership. Yeah. And in fact, Raila now, I like the way Raila has embarked on this phase. And again, this is another fast. I hope someone tells you. This is another fast. I'm beginning to see collegial. I'm beginning to see a leadership as opposed to a leader, a person. A leadership. Something very close to what happened during the Rainbow. We were not necessarily looking at Kibaki. That's why he was injured and everything, and Raila were running it as if the captain was around. So the way I'm seeing Raila now relating with Kalonzo, Mother Karua, Kioni, Wamalwa, that's now the way they should go. So that you're talking about a leadership. So, and therefore I do not see what you mean by saying that they can remove Raila from the picture.
But if it is as you're saying, does that mean even without Raila, Azimio will sort of have its leadership?
That's not to say so. The role of Raila still cannot be wished away. But now I'm saying, now it's not Raila the man alone. Now it's Raila, important as he is. There are people with him. You saw Mother Karua and the rest going to Jubilee. So they have some sense of control, some leadership, some ownership of the movement, which is very good for the Azimio side.
What's next now, if Deputy President?
But you cannot tell me you remove Raila and put somebody else there. That easily. It's not easy.
So you cannot take Raila and put Kalonzo?
No, not now.
It can't happen.
No, Raila will be useful in this phase. It doesn't mean if Azimio were to get to a point where they must produce the president, either before 2027 or 2027, it doesn't mean it must be Raila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rigathi Gachagua now says he can go back to the streets as long as they do not tamper with people's businesses. That is coming from now the Kenya Kwanza side. We're going back to square one, isn't it?
You see, I know the tactics. And I've said before.
Yeah. It's a template.
On Tuesday, like today, nobody's going to interfere with those people. They can use any route they want. I am 100%, and I will be shocked if government can try to stop these people from the airport. Then government will be more stupid than I've ever imagined. Yeah. So the tactic will be no resistance.
Because now all the eyes are on the police officers.
No resistance, of course, for two reasons. One, the government, that is strategy on the part of government. If you don't resist the demonstrations, the first day on second, there may be many people. But every passing demonstration day, the numbers will go down, until it will fizzle out. That will be a strategy which government had not seen before. And I'm sure they will employ it this time round. I think that alone will be good enough
to fizzle the crowd
on the part of the government. They don't need anything else.
I guess for these ones we'll just have to wait and see, as I usually say, because there's so much to happen. Raila is still yet to
But
come.
we should finish by saying these are not matters over which anybody should try to be clever. And I advise government, I advise William Ruto, don't try to be clever. No. Because it's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
We just must be Kenyans to sit down and talk. The issues that are on the table to me are so minor.
You know, people tell you are lukewarm because on these conversations.
People say I'm lukewarm.
Yeah, you're lukewarm.
They want me to say it.
They want you to say like,
Mandamano.
Mandamano.
I also want Mandamano, maybe. Who knows? But I don't think it is the way to go.
Thank you for tuning in to our political conversations. For the people that continue to support us, our M-Pesa numbers are down below in the descriptions. I would really do appreciate you continue making these productions possible every single day. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.